Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the May 29th meeting of the Public Works Committee. Paul Bergdorf, I'm the chairman. Vicki Platsky, vice chair, is here, and we do have a quorum with Ms. Lockhart, Mr. O'Brien, and Mr. Reinhardt, so we do have 5. Did folks get a chance to look at the minutes of the previous meeting? And does anybody have any changes or alterations?
No.
If not, I would accept a motion to adopt the meeting minutes.
Second.
Mr. O'Brien.
Second.
Mr. Reinhardt. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are carried. Okay, current business. Number 2. Are you handling this one, or is
This
Lisa?
number 1.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Under current business?
Previous business item.
Oh, previous business. Okay. Amending Resolution 246 for 2016 regarding the Sustainable Energy Loan Program in Albany County.
Thank you, Chairman, committee members. As many of you may know, Local Law D of 2018 amends the previous local law passed by the legislature regarding PACE financing. That local law is currently, went before the law committee last Monday and is going before 2 more committees this month. So I guess I defer to council whether we can, what this item is the resolution to update the actual contract that we have with EIC, the body that implements the state PACE financing program. So there's the local law passed by the legislature, and then there is the contract that Albany County has with EIC. And I leave it up to you whether we can proceed with this or have to wait for the local law to pass.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of an advocate for that change. I would like to say I think we should go ahead and approve this if we want to have a condition that, the other actions are approved, but as far as this point, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be. It seems kind of silly to waste a month in terms of negotiating a deal. It's my 2 cents.
I'm all for that, but again.
I sort of have the same sense. I've heard nothing but support for this. In fact, I think everybody on this committee wanted to be a sponsor of this, as well as the change in the local law. So might we ask for a motion to move this out, contingent upon it being positively reported by the Conservation Committee and the Audit and Finance Committee? Would that be acceptable?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, contingent.
Contingent, obviously.
So moved.
Moved. Seconded by Mr. O'Brien. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. And now we'll go to number 2. And Commissioner Raimondo and Mr. Angelo, welcome.
Hi, Chairman.
Number 2, authorizing an agreement with Creighton Manning Engineering LLP regarding design and construction inspection services for CR 202 School Road over Black Creek in the town of Guilderland and CR 353 Delaware Turnpike over 10 Mile Creek in the town of Rensselaerville bridge superstructure replacements.
Yes.
I said it. Okay.
We're requesting the legislature's approval of an agreement with Creighton Manning for the design and construction inspection services of County Route 202, which is School Road over the Black Creek in the town of Guilderland, and also County Route 353, Delaware Turnpike, over 10 Mile Creek in the town of Rensselaerville. They're both superstructure replacements, replacing deteriorated concrete structures, armor joints, and bridge rail. The county purchasing agent received 6 bids for the project. Our engineering staff reviewed the bids and recommended the award of the contract to Creighton Manning, who happened to be the lowest responsible bidder. The amount is not to exceed $163,000.
Okay,
Any questions?
could you give us a sense as to, if we award this, what would be the schedule for construction?
Do you want to talk to?
Right now,
Bill?
if we can award it now, we'll have a contract in a month or so from now. We'll start the design. This is a very detailed design. The goal will be to start construction in spring, late spring of next year, and completion by fall for both
Okay,
structures.
So, spring 19 and fall 19, and design in the interim.
Correct.
Okay, any questions, comments? Motion by Ms. Lockhart, second by Mr. O'Brien. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is carried. All right, authorizing an agreement with CHA Consulting in regarding design and construction inspection services for bridge superstructure replacement regarding CR 253 Boson Kill Road over the Norfolk Southern Railroad tracks in the town of Knox. Commissioner?
Yes, we're requesting the legislature's approval of an agreement with CHA for the design and construction inspection services for County Route 253, which is Boson Hill Road over the Norfolk, I have a hard time saying that, Norfolk Southern Railroad tracks in the town of Knox. The county purchasing agent received 6 bids for the project. Our engineering staff reviewed the bids and recommended the award to CHA based on the best understanding of the scope of the project in an amount not to exceed $120,000.
Okay, any comments? Splotsky?
Could you explain what is meant by best understanding of the scope of the project?
Yes. Well, the last project I presented, we recommended the lowest bidder who also had an excellent understanding of the project. When we go through and we review proposals, there's a host of different criteria that we look at to determine who, to score the projects, and that is all included in the paperwork that you get. So for this particular bid, it wasn't the lowest. It was $2,000 higher than the lowest bid, but they do have a good rapport with the Norfolk Southern Railroad Company. So when railroad companies are involved in bridge projects, there tends to be a lot more paperwork and a lot more like nuances. And so when a company has experience with that specific company, it can really help facilitate the process.
Okay, thanks for explaining.
All right, any other questions, concerns? If not, we'll make a motion. Ms. Lockhart,
Understanding of the scope
second.
of the project.
Chris Smith, all in favor of the resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No nays, unanimous. Okay, all right. Number 4, amending the 2018 Department of Public Works budget, Consolidated Local Street and Highway Improvement Program, CHIPS. Commissioner?
Yeah. We're requesting the legislature's approval to accept the 2018-2019 CHIPS, Pave New York, and Extreme Winter Recovery Funds in the amount of $4,292,470. What this means is each year, New York State DOT informs us of our yearly apportionment and rollover funds remaining in the previous year's CHIPS, which is Consolidated Streets and Highway Improvements, as well as Pave New York and Extreme Winter Recovery accounts. We then amend our budget so that these funds are available for our current year's CHIPS projects. So upon acceptance of these funds, we request the legislature's approval to amend the 2018 budget by increasing our bridge and road repair line in the amount of $762,162, which is the difference between our 2018 budget revenue that we put into our, we estimate our budget. We estimate about $3.5 million for CHIPS money. We actually got more than that, so we're accepting in that extra amount. of $762,000. Sounds complicated, but it's really, it's not too complex.
Why don't you give folks a sense as to how you're going to use that $4,292,000?
Okay, I'll let Bill speak to that because he's,
The CHIPS money that we get, the CHIPS money directly, not the winter recovery or the
the Pave New York.
Pave New York money, which we don't get every year. We get the CHIPS money every year.
Yep.
And that's the base we use for our hauling and placing contracts, which this board approved last month, I believe. And that's a $2.5 million contract to pave, to mill and pave 25 miles of road. We use it every year. And it's very important to us, and we get that amount of money. And then there's a rollover if we don't spend it. And right now, we have a $700,000 rollover. We're gonna use some of the other money to buy some equipment, and we're gonna keep some of the money for rollover for emergency projects if something comes up. It's always good to have an emergency pot of money that we can draw on if a culvert fails that we're not prepared to deal with, or something along those lines.
So you're still anticipating doing a minimum of 25 miles of
Yes.
of repaving?
Absolutely.
Is it possible that with this increased funding, you may be able to do a little bit more if you need it, or is that really the extent of the program?
Well, we like to keep it around at 25 miles, but if something came up and a road really, for some reason, got really deteriorated, and we could add it into the contract, it's something we would definitely look into.
Okay.
Do you have a list of roads that?
I do. It was approved, I want to say last month's meeting, I believe. It was approved, I think a list was included, but I can certainly get you all a list if you like.
If you
do
could.
that. I will certainly do that.
This is a chance for you to educate me a little bit about these programs. It sounded like what you said was, we're getting like 700,000 plus additional money, but it sounded like you said that increment is going to be banked in a reserve fund, as opposed to new work. Is this an award that is like, did we compete for this extra money, or?
This is money we get based on the miles of county roads that the state allocates every
So there's a standard formula, so that's why we got it, not because we
That's
applied
correct.
and said we have more work to do.
That's correct.
Just, it's an
And the
allocation.
winter recovery money is extra money that they decide to give out. They gave it out last year, they gave it out this year, but they don't necessarily give that money out every year, as well as the Pave New York money. Sometimes they give it out, sometimes there's no money in the bank. We always get the CHIPS money, which is the bigger amount, and that's
Okay.
what we use for the hauling and placing.
All right, okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
There is a DOT letter at the end of number 4, which talks about the allocation and where it comes from, which will document those figures. Right before the number 5 in the pack.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, any further questions or comments? Motion by Mr. Smith, seconded by Ms. Lockhart. All those in favor of the resolution, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? None? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. All right. Number 5 is, what is the trucks? Authorizing an agreement with Joe Basil Chevrolet Incorporated regarding the purchase of 3 pickup trucks for the Department of General Services. Commissioner?
We're requesting the legislature's approval to enter into a contract with Joe Basil Chevrolet for the purchase of 3 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 crew cab pickup trucks. Joe Basil Chevrolet was the low bidder on the New York State mini bid. The requested purchase is part of our vehicle and truck replacement in the county's capital program, with a total cost of $115,950.
Okay, these are for existing vehicles in the department,
We're rotating out old vehicles, yes.
high mileage vehicles,
Very high mileage, very well used.
okay?
Yeah.
When you say high mileage, you mean miles per gallon, or do you mean?
No, it means they have a lot of miles on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is miles per gallon part of the bid?
You know what, I would have to get back to you on that. I'm not 100% sure.
It's not good.
Who is,
You know that? Okay.
where's Joe Basil located?
Where's Scott Domingue?
Says,
Do we know where Joe Basil is located?
They're part of the state bid system.
Yeah, it's a state bid, but I'm not sure where they're located per se.
So-
It's a mini bid contract.
This is not unique for,
No, I know.
yeah, but it is part of it.
there's an address here on the back.
I just wondered.
If you knew it.
Few, I am told.
I'll make the motion.
I have one more
Sorry.
question. The reason I asked that question is, when I was at NYSERDA, there was an effort to get procurement by the state to be more reflective of life cycle cost as opposed to first cost. And so my question really gets to the issue of whether the state, and I realize we're on that state contract, are they looking at not only the purchase cost, but the operating cost of the vehicle within that class that they need, in this case pickup trucks?
Right.
Can you answer that question?
You know what, I don't have the best answer for that right now, because to tell you the truth, my deputy does the research on all of that, and he would have like a very thorough answer for you. And if you wouldn't mind, I could give you the answer to that, but I do know, you know, we know what trucks we've had success with in the past and what we haven't had in the past. And the new fleets are more and more energy efficient. So I think just for the fact that we're purchasing these new trucks, we're gonna have a lot better gas mileage on the road than we have right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true, in terms of
Yeah.
like the car the truck you're replacing. But I'd be curious to know whether that procurement document
Yeah.
that the state uses actually, Travis.
No, I was going to second the motion.
Oh, okay. I thought you might know.
Right.
Tesla's probably not gonna make a pickup truck.
No, I don't think so. Well, not right away, anyway.
Commissioner,
Yes.
perhaps you could check with Karen and
Scott Duncan.
and Scott Duncan and see if
Yes.
we could get an answer for
I
Mr.
sure-
Reinhardt, just for the
Yes.
future knowledge base of the committee.
I sure will.
All right, any other questions?
Nope.
Motion,
Made a motion.
motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, unanimously carried. Thank you very much. Now, so I
Thank you.
guess we're doing copies for various departments and reports to the agenda. You don't come here. This would be David.
No, and I love seeing everyone once in a while. so-
Okay.
How are you?
Good evening.
Hello.
Number 6, authorizing an agreement with National Business Technologies regarding the lease maintenance of copiers for various county departments.
Yes, we're replacing a batch of new copiers. The low bidder, National Business Technologies, was $34,000 lower than the next bidder, and that's over the life of the 4-year contract. We currently have a contract with them. They've been a good vendor, and their product has been very good.
How many copiers does this replace?
It's 34, 36 or 34? 36.
Far and wide across the empire.
Yes.
Okay, questions? Anybody on the committee? If not, would accept the motion. Moved by Paul Miller, second. Second by Chris Smith. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed, unanimously carried. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. All right, Mr. Murphy. Welcome.
Evening.
I'd like to, on behalf of the committee, thank you for the 2 tours that you set up for folks. Get very positive comments from the people who attended both times. Found it very meaningful and helpful both with the operation of the water purification district and the digester. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Item number 7, authorizing an agreement with Surpass Chemical Incorporated regarding the provision of sodium hypochlorite for use at the north plant of the water purification district.
Yes, the district is requesting to enter into a contract with Surpass Chemical in response to an RFP for sodium hypochlorite. The district is required to seasonally disinfect our treated effluent as a condition of our Speedies permit. Surpass Chemical was the lowest responsive bidder out of 3, and the district is likely to expend approximately $100,000 annually, depending upon the flow.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, just on, why is this just for the north plant? We don't use it in the south plant?
The south plant, we use UV to disinfect.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? If not, I would entertain a motion. Ms. Lockhart,
Second.
seconded by Bill Reinhardt. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. The ayes have it, unanimously carried. Thank you very much, Mr. Murphy. All right, who is County Exec's office?
Good evening, Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen of the legislature.
All right, number 8, authorizing an agreement with the Village of Voorheesville for easements regarding the construction of a quiet zone and modifications of County Roads 201 and 306.
Yes, so this is a request from the County Executive's Office to allow a license agreement authorizing construction on the county property for the right-of-ways that abut the railroad constructed quiet zone. No construction would actually take place that would result in property being conveyed to Voorheesville permanently. This would just be for the duration of the project itself.
So it's strictly a construction easement.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
What's actually getting constructed to create a quiet zone?
So right now, we're still waiting to hear back from the state about the funding. I've been told by Senator Amador's office that it's going to take a few months to acquire that SAM grant, but it's for a quiet zone, which is basically improved infrastructure at these 2 intersections that would prohibit cars from being able to physically cross the railway when a train is going through.
That's a better gating system?
Exactly.
It's a double gate.
Okay.
And when they do that, they don't have to blow the whistle.
Right.
Is that why it's called a quiet zone?
That's why it's
Yeah,
called-
it's not going to be,
So-
it's not going to be horrendously loud anymore.
Will aid the folks there in the quiet enjoyment of their property. Any questions, concerns?
I'll make the motion.
I just want to add, great. I am so excited about this finally happening.
Me too.
You don't like the sound of the whistle?
I hear it, well, if I was in my burned-out house, I would be hearing it. In fact, a lot of people in Bethlehem even hear those noises, you know, miles and miles away.
I hear it in
It's
Clarksville.
amazing. Yeah.
You go right through the village here.
Moved by
Question?
Mr. Miller.
wait,
I'm
Just a
sorry.
quick question, was there any discussion of other intersections for implementing the quiet zone, or is this just limited to those 2 intersections for now?
Just those 2 intersections.
Thank you.
Okay, it's moved by Mr. Miller. There was a second by
Second.
Mr. Reinhardt. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. The resolution is carried. Is there any other business, Mr. Council? That's it. Then
We
would it
adjourn.
be appropriate for a motion to adjourn? So moved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.